Hey everybody, welcome to Saturday night. This is Cryptids and Conspiracies. This has become a bi-monthly show from week by week. We also have picked up a new regular. I haven't got his. I forgot to make him a placeholder, so I'm just not going to do the placeholders tonight until I get that one done. But let me bring him on first. This is my friend from John's Long Box. This is John himself. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, Coop? How's everything?
It's going, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let me bring. Hey, welcome to the show. Glad to have you on. Next one is the little guy from Scotland. Let me bring him on. This is Mr.
Wow!
Mr. Gruel Barab.
Just like that, I appear. Hello, everybody.
Welcome.
How's everyone doing?
Doing good.
Excellent. Good.
All right, let me bring on last and certainly least, Mr. Wookie.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Doing good. So welcome to the show. Tonight we are doing a show on what's known as the Bible Code. Any of you gentlemen ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Briefly.
Yes.
Very briefly.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I have heard of it.
Yeah, briefly. I've heard of it briefly before, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, when I got my first apartment out of high school.
Let me try something right quick.
When I got my first apartment right out of high school, I lived in Long Beach, New York. Mm-hmm. And at that time, it was a very Hasidic neighborhood. And a rabbi would come to the door and ask for donations. And I've always been curious about it. I'm not Jewish. I'm Roman Catholic. I was an altar boy and everything. But when the rabbi came to the door, the typical hat, the beard, the curls, everything, I invited him in and we would talk. And he was talking about the Bible codes. That was the first time I've heard of it. So I must have been 19 years old. So I've always been fascinated by the concept of Bible codes and everything, Yeah. And it was funny because I bought his books and then he saw my roommate. I grew up Roman Catholic. My roommate was Egyptian Catholic, so he was Coptic. And then my other roommate was Muslim. So the rabbi, after like the third time coming to the house, he saw the Coptic cross, and he was like, "You're not Jewish." I said, "I never said I was." he got annoyed, but like this, we had pleasant conversations and everything. You know what I mean? But whatever. Never saw him again.
Yeah.
Right. Well, also known as the Torah Code. And it's basically it's the idea that buried within the code of the Torah and the Bible itself is basically a prophetic wisdom that you can interpret. And there are some people who have basically this dates back pretty far, and and it's just basically started out with what's called a skip coding, and it just came from somebody. All right, let me play my first video. This will explain a lot of it. I'm using the Y files. That guy seems to have a pretty nice breakdown. So, all right, here we go.
Today's episode of the Y-Files is brought to you by Established Titles.
Okay.
In September 1994, Yitzhak Rabin, Prime Minister of Israel, received an ominous message. It was a warning that his life was in danger. The sender of the message said this information was secretly encoded in the Bible. Rabin ignored the warning. A year later, the prime minister was assassinated. The code hidden within the Bible not only predicted Rabin's assassination, but also predicted the date and even the name of the killer. Secretly encoded in the Bible, written thousands of years ago, are predictions of every major world event, including terrifying events yet to come. Abrahamic religions are those that worship the God of Abraham, and these include Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. And this is more than half the world's population, over 4 billion people. And since the dawn of these religions, believers have tried to derive meaning from religious texts. Usually it's through deciphering symbolism and allegory. But computer scientists, statisticians, and mathematicians have found literal information encoded in the Old Testament. The Old Testament, written between 2,000 and 3,000 years ago, is based on the 24 books of the Hebrew Bible. And despite being one of the oldest texts in the world, it's remained unchanged in all that time. When scribes made copies of the Old Testament, if they made even a single error, that entire text had to be buried. Why was accuracy so important? Most would say it's because this is the word of God, and to alter his word would be blasphemy. But there may be a more technical reason for maintaining accuracy, that God or someone encoded secrets within the texts. In the late 13th century, Rabbi Bachya ben Asher found a code hidden in the book of Genesis. He read 4 letters, skipped 42 letters, read another 4 letters, and so on. And when his chosen letters were strung together, they created a new passage that described the creation of the moon. This phrase also said that the lunar month is precisely 29.53 days. Now that's a significant finding because the exact length of the lunar month wasn't calculated until 1996 by NASA. And Rabbi Ben Asher's work was revisited in the 1940s by Rabbi H.M.D. Weissmandl. And Weissmandl called this type of code an equidistant letter sequence, or ELS, otherwise known as a skip code. How it works is you take a letter or number of letters, then you skip a certain number of letters, then you take your same number of letters, skip the same number, and repeat. Rabbi Ben Asher skipped 42 letters, but you could use any number. Then you link your letters together to form new words. Now, in the 1940s, this was difficult to do manually, but later, using computers, finding skip codes would become incredibly easy. Computer programs could also expand on the skip code technique using more complicated search parameters. Originally, letters found in skip codes would be strung together to form one long line of text, but computers allowed researchers to take these long strings and divide them into lines, and these lines could be 20 characters long or 50 or whatever you put into the program. Now, with letters arranged on a grid, new messages could be found by searching for text horizontally, vertically, and diagonally, kind of like solving a word search puzzle. So using this technique, mathematicians Elihu Rips, Doron Whitsum, and Yoav Rosenberg performed a series of experiments in 1985 called the Great Rabbis Experiment. Rips and his colleagues made a list of 34 famous rabbis and sages from the Encyclopedia of Great Men in Israel. They input the names of the rabbis into their program to see if they were referenced in code in the Bible.
But did the program find the rabbis?
Even though these 34 men were born and died hundreds or even thousands of years after the Bible was written, their names were encoded in the Bible. Every single one. Doctors Rips, Whitsum, and Rosenberg took the names of famous rabbis and input them into their computer program. The program was then instructed to iterate through various skip codes and grid sizes searching for the names. Once a match was found, the program would then search horizontally, vertically, and diagonally for dates that intersected the names. These dates would then be compared to the known dates of birth and death for each of the names. The results of the experiment surprised everyone. The computer program found all the names of the rabbis encoded within the Bible, and when arranged on a grid, they also found the dates of birth and death intersecting the names. They tried again with 32 more names. Again, the program worked. All the names and dates were encoded in the Bible. To be sure, they tested their program on the novel War and Peace and other long religious texts. They found nothing, only random letters. But in the Bible, the names were there. In total, they found the names of 166 men encoded in the Bible, thousands of years before any of them were born. Dr. Rips said the odds of this happening by chance was about 1 in 10 million.
Okay. So this has been going on for a while, since the early 20th century. Um, one thing that is compelling about this theory is the fact that the Bible has you guys know what provenance means, right?
What? Just tell
Anyone?
us.
Anyone? You know what the word provenance means? Okay.
Provenance?
Provenance means that you know provenance. Provenance. Okay. It's a term for art, for painting, or any kind of writing or anything like that. It just means that you know where it came from and you know where it's been, all the way unbroken until today. That's why when they look for works of art, they know from the painter to the current day where this painting has been and whose hands it's passed through, unbroken, so they know for a fact that this was painted by this person. Anyway, hey, once was cool. And so the Bible actually has the best provenance of any ancient document that we have. We literally know where most of the Bible came from, like down to the very author, or at least the very region it was authored, or when it first surfaced, and so by that logic, that if there was like embedded language into any document, the Bible. Okay, what is that? No, all right. Anyway, so we literally know where the Bible's been. We know who wrote the Bible.
Sorry, there was a lag. There was a bit jump.
Okay, so that's on me. Is that on me? No.
I don't.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll go off the camera and see if that helps.
All right. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why there's a lag. It looks like I'm up to speed here. So I don't know what's lagging. We'll just have to deal, I guess. But anyway, so with the Bible, we know where it's been. We know how long. We know pretty much approximately where the books of the Bible came from. And we have kind of unbroken, once it's assembled, we have an unbroken line of, we know who wrote, who copied it, and when it was copied and where it was copied. It's very well documented. There's no other ancient document that comes close. And that's not a matter of faith, that's just a matter of fact. And so if there's embedded... There's embedding anywhere in any document, it would probably be the Bible. What do you think? What do you guys say about that?
I think it's confirmation bias. You first off, the Bible. Which Bible? The King James Bible. Even the Bible's written in ancient Hebrew. There's different parchments. There's something like, I don't know. I did a little bit of research, but I can't remember the exact number. But there's over like 800 different original source texts. So, over here they had extra, and if you're off by one word, it throws the whole code off. So, which version are they using? Which one is God's word? Which one to describe? Put an extra space in the words. So this is just It's impossible to get the official 100%. What's according to Hoyle Old Testament, because I don't know if it exists. Maybe it does. I don't know. So every reading of the Bible, every scroll is copied. There's a mistake in it someplace, and there's a book called I forget what it's called, but it's a book about clerical mistakes in the Old Testament that they didn't want to change it. So the third month, because these scrolls, in the best of conditions, they could last thousands of years. We've seen that with the Nag Hammadi, but most of them, through handling what only lasted maybe 150 years, they had to be copied. So a lot of these original prime texts are generation, and the scribe is just like, well, I know that's a mistake, but I'm not going to change it. But they write in a book. This is different. I know this is different because I copied that one, and these two, I'm making up the name. The Book of Genesis over here, these two have different words or spellings or space in between. So I know that one of these is different. So they wrote it down. So, if you put in one digit wrong in a huge algorithm, it changes everything. So, and my other evidence is they did the same thing with the Quran, and people are claiming that the Quran's giving them predictions. So, is every Bible, is every religious text filled with codes, or is this just confirmation biased? When we look at pictures from the Mars, how many people see? Oh, look at that! There's a face. There's a face. Oh, look at that! Human brain is hardwired to look at patterns. That is what the brain does. I'm an electrician. Every day we're putting in outlets.
So you're basically you're already.
Yeah, I'm already saying
basically going directly to the conclusion.
Yeah, I put.
Okay, well, show's over. Show's over. We've already made our decision. Thank you all for coming.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Goodbye.
We're not going to have a discussion. We're just going to go.
Oh, we can have a discussion.
Conclusion.
Well, we can't have cake. What the hell,
everybody?
It's the same thing with Shakespeare. I'm sure somebody's doing it with the Silmarillion right now.
Worst guest ever.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
All right.
Oh my God.
Nobody else is talking.
Okay, that's all we got for tonight. Okay, can we go a little further though, John? Will you tolerate us exploring a little bit more, or we're just gonna, we're just gonna. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Well, let me play at least one more clip before
Okay.
Here we go.
The only conclusion that can be drawn from the scientific research regarding the Torah codes is that they exist and that they are not a mere coincidence.
Doctors Rips, Whitson, and Rosenberg published the results of their study in the peer-reviewed journal Statistical Science. Naturally, the study was controversial. Several experts tried to find a mistake, but nobody could. In 1997, Harold Gans, a senior cryptologic mathematician for the NSA, set out to disprove the Bible code. When Gans first heard the story, he wasn't just skeptical, he said it was nonsense.
People are always coming up with all kinds of weird claims. The Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, flying saucers. By nature and by training, I'm a skeptical person. One day my wife asked if I had ever heard of something called Torah codes. I said yes, but she shouldn't take it seriously. She asked, how do you know? Had you looked into it? I distinctly remember saying, I have better things to do with my time than chase after nonsense. And she said, how do you know it's nonsense?
Gans created his own computer program to disprove the Bible code. Not only was he able to find the names of the rabbis and their birth and death dates in the Bible, his program also found their places of birth and death. So another skeptic turned believer. In 1990, Dr. Rips had an idea. He was able to find information about rabbis who lived hundreds of years ago, but he wondered if the Bible also had information about people who were still alive. In 1990, Saddam Hussein was one of the most famous people on the planet. Dr. Rips input the dictator's name into the program to see if he was encoded in the Bible.
Was he?
He was.
Ah, that's my sugar.
And if the Bible code was correct, Saddam Hussein was going to attack Israel in 3 weeks.
Did he attack?
He sure did.
I'm plotzing over here.
Now, it's amazing. And only in the Bible do you find this. When, for instance, by skipping an equal number of letters, you spell out President Kennedy, the very next letters in the same skip sequence say to die, and Dallas is encoded in the same place. When you look for Shakespeare, the very next words in the same equal distance skip sequence say, will present plays on stage, and Hamlet and Macbeth are encoded in the same place.
When Dr. Rips input the name Saddam Hussein into his Bible code program, the name was found. Also intersecting Saddam Hussein's name were the phrases Russian missile and fire on third Shabbat. On January 18th, 1990, the third Shabbat of the Hebrew calendar, Iraq fired a Russian-made missile into Israel, sparking the Gulf War. This had Dr. Rips wondering if other major events were coded in the Bible. It turned out that many were. In 1992, Michael Drosnin, an American investigative journalist, was in Israel working on a story about war in the Middle East. While there, he was told about Dr. Rips' work. Michael Drosnin didn't believe in God, much less that God would be putting coded messages in the Bible, but it sounded like an interesting story. Drosnin originally set aside an hour to speak with Dr. Rips, but before the hour was over, Drosnin extended his stay in Israel. Rips showed Drosnin that it was possible that the Bible contained billions of messages. Drosnin, intrigued but skeptical, tried to debunk the theory. He couldn't. Instead, he worked with Rips to see what other messages could be decoded. And over the next few years, Drosnin and Rips found over 1,000 events encoded in the text of the Old Testament. They looked at the book of Genesis, where God tells Abraham, "Look now toward heaven and count the stars." Encoded in this passage is the date July 20th, 1969, and the words spaceship and Apollo 11. The phrase economic crisis is found once. It's intersected with the words depression and stocks and the year 1929. The word Oklahoma crosses the word Murrah, which was the building destroyed in the Oklahoma City bombing. Intersecting those words is the phrase, his name was Timothy. In May 1994, the Shoemaker-Levy comet was all over the news. Scientists were speculating whether or not it would crash into Jupiter. Drosnin searched the Bible code and found the answer. The exact name Schumacher-Levy is there. It intersects with the phrase will pound Jupiter. Crossing the phrase is the date July 16th, 1994, the correct date of impact. That same year, Drosnin searched the name of Israel's prime minister, Yitzhak Rabin. Rabin's name was there, crossed by the phrase assassin will assassinate, and the Hebrew date 5756, which was a few months away. In the Hebrew language, numbers also have word meanings. 5756 could be interpreted as, will you change it? Drosnin felt this was a sign that he should try to stop this prediction from coming true. He sent a message to the prime minister. Rabin didn't listen and was dead a year later, just as the Bible code predicted.
Well, there you go.
All right, there we go. Anyway, so that's a little bit further along. Anything compelling in that one?
Well,
no. Yes.
I don't know.
Hmm?
I'm not necessarily convinced. I'm not necessarily convinced myself, but
I mean, I'm afraid to say anything, but Dr. Rips later distanced himself from Drosnin, saying that everything he did was statistical, is just a statistic and not to be used for prophecy, and that you could do the same exact thing with any large text. This is from Dr. Rips himself. You know, so and this is cherry picking. Okay, we're going to take 27 spaces. We found something. Oh, we're going to take 19 spaces. We didn't find anything. We're going to take 37 spaces. Okay, we found something. It's proof. You know what I mean? Again, which original text are we using?
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean,
how many times did they do it? How many times did they not find anything?
I mean, you're looking at, when you're talking about the Bible, it's two pieces. There's two parts. There's the Torah, which is the Old Testament, and then there's the Christian edition, which is the New Testament. And you brought up the King James version of the Bible, which is written in English from the early 1600s. So there's like a half a dozen words in that version that aren't even used in modern day, but they were translated from either the Aramaic
the text that they're
Greek.
Well, the text that they're going back to, though, they're starting with the source text, so they're not starting with the translations. what they're using is the original Hebrew Bible and the
right. Yeah, the Old Testament, we would call it the Old Testament in Christianity. It's all Hebrew's Hebrew. Hebrew 5,000 years ago is Hebrew 5 years ago. So to come up with what John was saying is very plausible. It's, but when you're looking at, say, like when Jesus was walking around, he spoke 3 languages. He spoke Aramaic, Hebrew, and Greek. And a lot of the original teachings from him were written in either Aramaic or Greek, and some Hebrew. But all of these translations I was looking at all come from the Old Testament. I don't really know that you can find anything. I haven't heard anything about the New Testament.
And also, the Christian Bible and the Jewish Bible have different books, and even in the Protestant and the Catholic Bibles have different books. So, like,
yeah.
And, well, I have to. I'm playing the devil's advocate, so I might not be necessarily believing what I'm saying here, but it's my understanding.
Okay.
Well, it's my understanding that they're using like they're going back to like the original translations as far back as they can go, and so the Bible, the books and stuff like that, and so the canon, the canon scripture has not really been used. It's mostly the Torah is what they're using, which is the first 5 books, and the first 5 books are not under. Are not under dispute. The Torah has always been the Torah, and so what I've looked at, most of the Bible coding has been done with the original Hebrew of the Torah.
Right. Yeah, I think it's only Hebrew writing that they use.
So using the So they're basically going back to
one of the videos. One of the videos that I saw earlier had said that they had used the computer algorithms and found stuff in Moby Dick. So I don't know how relevant.
That's a little forward in what we are. That's a little bit further down from where we are.
Oh, I see. Right.
But we'll get to the criticism. Let me see. Welcome to the show, Wrangler.
Hey.
Good to see you, man. Yeah. Anyway, so what they're hanging their hat on is they're hanging on the. Hold on a second. From what I hear, Hebrew is a deep, complex language, multiple layers. Yeah. Hebrew is definitely an odd duck. Most people that understand ancient languages will tell you that Hebrew is unique among the languages. And that there's things you find in Hebrew that.
Is it Hebrew written from right to left?
Yeah.
Where we read
left,
we read right,
Hebrew
left
doesn't
right.
have vowels.
I think Hebrew is the other way.
Yeah, and the no vowels thing is the weirdest.
Yeah.
So
I remember that,
So what they're doing, they're going back to the original Hebrew. Most of this started mostly started with rabbis, Jewish rabbis. Oddly enough, some of the biggest proponents of the skip code, the Bible code, are actually not believers. One of the biggest ones was actually a atheist rabbi. I'm not entirely sure how that works to be an atheist.
Yeah, that is weird.
Rabbi.
That's not the first time I heard that term before. There's a guy whose YouTube channel, he's a non-religious rabbi.
Yeah,
I think he just likes the culture, I guess.
Yeah.
But did Dworkins just say the same thing? That atheists?
I think they consider themselves historians. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So But yeah, one of the biggest proponents of the Bible code doesn't believe it was encoded by God. Let me play this for you. You'll see what I'm talking about. 1 second. Bring us back up. All right. So here you go.
January 26, 1996, Drosnin and Dr. Rips found another ominous prediction. The word Libya intersected the phrase atomic holocaust. If predictions couldn't be changed, this did not bode well for Israel or the world, because the date that crossed Libya and atomic holocaust was January 27, 1996. Tomorrow. The Bible code contained the phrase atomic holocaust crossed with the word Libya and the date January 27, 1996. That day, Muammar Gaddafi, Libya's leader, made a public statement that Arab countries threatened by Israel have a right to nuclear weapons. Michael Drosnin feared that this was the beginning of nuclear war, but fortunately the prediction served more as a warning than as an actual war. After the prediction about the assassination of Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin, the Israeli government took Bible code predictions seriously. They did this quietly and with skepticism, but they still listened. Drosnin speculated that Israel may have been working behind the scenes to prevent nuclear war with Libya, using the Bible code as a potential source of intelligence, something they would never publicly admit. As the months passed, more Bible code predictions came true. Benjamin Netanyahu was predicted to lose the 1996 prime minister election to Shimon Peres. The Bible code said otherwise, and indeed Netanyahu won a very close election by less than 1% of the vote. Lady Diana was killed in a terrible car crash in Paris in 1997. The Bible code has a lot of details about this. The words princess and Diana are encoded at the same skip code distance. Next to this is the word Spencer, which was her maiden name. Intersecting Spencer, the word Wales. In surrounding verses are the words Paris and France, tunnel and river. And you might remember she was killed in a tunnel near the Seine. Also encoded is the date Av 5757, which is the Hebrew date of August 1997, the month and year she was killed. The name Fayed was found. Dodi Fayed was Diana's companion who also died in the crash. And later, researchers found the name Henri. Henri Paul was the driver of her car. In 1997, Michael Drosnin released the book The Bible Code, which became an instant bestseller. His book inspired many other books about the hidden messages encoded in the Old Testament. Codes hidden within the Bible predicted the fall of Saddam Hussein, the capture of Osama bin Laden, both Gulf Wars. Codes were found that saw the 2008 financial crisis, the swine flu outbreak, and natural disasters like earthquakes, tsunamis, and hurricanes. But these were events that happened in the past. Interpreting past events using the Bible code was easier than predicting the future. When an event has already happened, you have all the context. If the word Hiroshima is crossed with the phrases fire from the heavens and blisters and boils, it's easy to see that this refers to an atomic bomb and radiation sickness. Predicting the future isn't so easy. Without context, what would blisters and boils even mean? You'd be guessing the meaning of the phrases, not very scientific. But the Bible code predicts terrible future disasters, and Drosnin felt that if he could locate a key to decipher all the Bible's predictions, these disasters could be prevented. Finally, Drosnin found the key, a stone pillar or obelisk, and according to the Bible code, it was buried in Jordan near the Red Sea. So Michael Drosnin asked the Jordanian government for permission to excavate the area. To his surprise, permission was granted.
Logic tells me that the Bible was encoded to give us very important information. It was encoded, certainly, by some intelligence that could see ahead, across time. It was encoded in such a way that it would be found right now by a technology that would exist for the first time now, the computer.
In 2002, Michael Drosnin believed that the Bible held a hidden code that predicted an impending nuclear war. He found references to the cities Jerusalem and New York, intersecting the name bin Laden and the year 2006. Drosnin contacted the Israeli and United States governments, but they ignored his warnings. Allegedly. Even though nuclear war didn't happen in 2006, Drosnin still felt there was imminent danger and was worried he got the date wrong. Drosnin believed there was a key to the entire Bible code in the form of a stone obelisk hidden somewhere in the Jordanian desert. And if this obelisk was discovered, it would allow all predictions in the Old Testament to be deciphered, averting the coming apocalypse. But who put the obelisk in the desert in the first place and why? Drosnin wasn't religious. He didn't believe it was God speaking to Moses on the top of Mount Sinai. Drosnin actually believed that Moses was speaking to—
Please say aliens. Please say aliens.
aliens.
Yes, it's aliens. It's aliens.
Because
Okay. So
The aliens did it.
so any
Yep, I think the fish is on to something there.
okay. So any compelling information in that clip?
Yeah, a lot of predictions did come true. He called for a lot of nuclear wars and everything that never happened.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
well,
Right.
we're still waiting for that.
Right.
Any day now, could happen.
Yeah, sounds like fish. So, yeah. All right, and here we go. There we go.
I forgot
Anyway,
what I was gonna say.
sorry, Cruel. Did I interrupt you? Sorry.
No, I can't remember what I was going to say. I had something I was going to say, but I've forgotten what it was.
Oh, okay.
It just sounds
All right,
a lot.
all
A lot of it sounds.
Okay,
No, I remember actually. I actually remember it. A lot of it sounds very stupid, elaborate. If you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds extremely
Yeah,
elaborate, and it's. I'm trying to think now. We are going by if we go by the canon of the Bible, then the New Testament comes next, and Revelation, and so on and so forth. So this stuff that we're hearing here, it's a kind of like, well, who cares? It doesn't matter because we can do fuck all about it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Are we supposed to change it even if we know?
Right.
I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, yeah, I think there's like a we run into the same thing with Nostradamus. Remember, Carl?
Yeah.
In that,
that's right. Yeah.
It's kind of like when they would shoot the arrows in the air towards the target. And once upon a time, when the noblemen would shoot the arrows at the targets, they would have somebody inside the targets, the hay bale that was the target, moving and adjusting the target to intercept the arrow, so the nobleman wouldn't look bad. And
I hit every shot.
I think this is kind of right. I guess you could argue that this is kind of like moving the target to intercept the arrow a little bit.
Yeah.
And with Nostradamus, a lot of Nostradamus's prophecies kind of were written after they came true.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of that word. Oh, this is what he meant by that.
I understand that there are certain things that are told in metaphors and little parables and things like that. There are insinuations and stuff. But this just seems like way stupid elaborate. It's a case of, well, why?
Right.
You know what I mean? If there is supposedly important information that's so crucial, why not just say, you're the all-powerful being that loves Earth. Oh, by the way, guys, on that particular date, this is going to happen, so you're going to have to do something about that.
Well,
the thing why? It just seems a bit convenient, but hey ho.
Right. Well, the thing about it is the Bible has predicted so many things that did come true, and it seems like a little problematic.
I'm not saying it hasn't.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that it seems a little problematic using a document that has accurately predicted stuff and saying that there's this whole layer that you could only find if you ran it through a computer program, and it does seem like that does seem like why would God do something like that?
Well, that's
God's a God of logic. God's a lot of.
I mean, we're speaking about things that are thousands of years old as well. It's like there were no such things as computers. So.
Right. Hi, hey, Zach.
Right, so is there a website that we could get all of these predictions, like all of these geniuses who I want a list of all the predictions. You know what I mean? Like, because it seems like what they do it is they're taking, I don't know, I don't know how many words there are, but these are letters, and then they're taking a space and taking 12. So they're taking a random assortment of letters that is 1 million letters long, and then they're looking. Phil Moskowitz goes shopping. Oh, Phil Moskowitz goes shopping. That was a prediction.
There you go. Right. Exactly.
It's pattern recognition over time, and you could literally do the same thing with any book of a length. And so they took 18 words, 18 spaces. They didn't find anything. We don't talk about that. Yeah, it's cherry picking the information.
When they initially did it, was the skip code was a little bit more compelling in that, but when they started stacking all the letters together into blocks and kind of like making a grid out of it, then it became more like a crossword puzzle,
right?
And and so anybody that makes a crossword puzzle will tell you that there are unintended words in there,
right?
You know, you have your intended words that you're burying, but no matter how random you try to make it to hide those words, you're going to get unintended words in there that weren't initially, were not the ones you're hiding, not part of the list, but you'll find them in there. I used to do a lot of crossword puzzles, so that's why.
You know those words.
I know that much. Anyway,
you know those word puzzles where they give you like a bunch of random letters and like find the animals, lion, deer, and you circle them. Well, I always like to find words that they didn't ask me to find. You know what I mean? So just imagine one of those puzzles, but it's 10 million words. You're gonna find Cooper has a red beard. Look, it predicted you. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. You know that I used to do word puzzles on the computer, and there was, you would get extra points for finding bonus words. So, yeah.
Where's Waldo?
Who knows? Maybe that's in there.
There you go. Well, there is actually an experiment that was run that kind of like took this whole entire theory down a notch.
Because the Bible code could be deciphered with a computer, Drosnin believed the only way to create the code was with a computer, an incredibly advanced computer. The theory was that given enough data, an extremely advanced computer program could successfully predict all the events of the future, just like a computer that's used to predict highway traffic patterns or the weather. You put in as much data as you can, and then the computer can predict with reasonable accuracy how fast cars are going to be moving on a freeway or if it's going to rain. If the aliens used computer programs that operated at the quantum level, they could predict any possible outcome. When the Jordanian government approved the excavation request, Drosnin brought in experts from all over the world. Archaeologists, geologists, and researchers of all kinds were flown in. Finally, the obelisk would be discovered, and every code hidden within the Old Testament would be unlocked.
No, what did they find?
Well, the political climate of the Middle East shifts quickly. At the last minute, the excavation permit was revoked.
No!
Yep. Michael Drosnin would go on to publish 2 more books about the Bible code, but as the years went on and fewer predictions came true, each new book performed worse than the previous one. In June 2020, Michael Drosnin passed away. After spending 25 years researching, even learning Hebrew in the process, Michael Drosnin wouldn't live to see the Bible code proved. The proof is allegedly still buried in the desert, and to find it would take nothing short of a miracle. And until we get that miracle, we'll have to settle for science.
The Bible code does not give us one predetermined future. It tells us all of our possible futures. And by having this information in advance, we can prevent the worst dangers from ever taking place.
When Michael Drosnin released his first book, The Bible Code, I was fascinated with it. Whether the Bible was created by time-traveling humans from the future, aliens from another world, or God himself, Drosnin seemed to answer questions that we all have. Are we alone? Or is there something more, an intelligence beyond our understanding? If the research into Bible codes was considered fringe, then Michael Drosnin was considered on the fringe of the fringe. Drosnin built on the work of Dr. Elihu Rips, who first published his paper on the Bible codes in 1985. But Professor Rips didn't believe Drosnin's predictions. He felt that Drosnin was only seeing what he wanted to see, and would manipulate and interpret the results of the computer program to support the predictions. But to be fair, Dr. Rips still believed that the original study, The Great Rabbi's Experiment, was true, that the names and dates of the great Hebrew sages were coded in the Bible. However, Dr. Rips' work had challengers. In 1999, Australian mathematician Brendan McKay published his own paper in Statistical Science, the same journal that published Dr. Rips. Dr. McKay pointed out that Rips' methodology was deeply flawed. For example, in Dr. Rips' study, if the month and day were correct but the year was wrong, that was still counted as a match. If the year was correct but the month was wrong, that was also a match. Plus, Dr. Rips allowed name matches that were very vague. Nicknames, titles, and initials were all counted as matches. For example, if you were searching for matches about Elvis, E.A. Presley or Mr. Presley or EAP would all be considered matches. So would husband of Priscilla or Lisa Marie's father or even the king. Also, while modern Hebrew uses vowels, the ancient written Hebrew language did not. So word matches were found using only consonants, which gave the researchers a lot of wiggle room. Both Dr. Rips and Michael Drosnin blew off this criticism. In fact, Drosnin said, if my critics can find a message about the assassination of a prime minister in Moby Dick, maybe I'll believe him.
No way that was in Moby Dick.
Oh, not only was the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin in Moby Dick, McKay showed that it was there multiple times, yet it was only found once in the Old Testament. McKay also showed that the death of Lady Di was in Moby Dick. So were references to the assassination of Robert Kennedy, as well as other famous events.
Well, maybe aliens wrote the Bible and Moby Dick. Did they ever consider that?
They probably didn't.
Uh-huh.
McKay's point was, if you already know the outcome you want, and you have a long enough text with enough letters, you can manipulate a computer program to churn through any text in order to give you the result that you want. McKay even used this technique to find phrases about the September 11th attack in song lyrics by Vanilla Ice.
All right, stop.
What?
Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention.
I can't believe I fell for that.
Oh, I believe it every time.
Another problem is that although the text of the Old Testament is almost identical to the text from 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, it's not a perfect match. Comparisons of the current text to older copies, like the Dead Sea Scrolls, show a discrepancy of a few characters. A human reader wouldn't notice a difference, but a computer program designed to create a message by skipping a certain number of characters, that would break the program. So are there messages hidden within the text of the Bible? Or is this yet another case of the human mind trying to form patterns in randomness, trying to make order from chaos? I don't know. I do know that there are things in the universe beyond our understanding. And as long as mysteries exist, we have a duty to try and solve them. In other words, it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, and it is the honor of kings to search it out. So I guess we keep searching.
I didn't even take that into consideration, that there was no vowels. So using the letter code, they had no vowels. So that gives a little bit more wiggle room. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Rango's right.
Well,
the only means to predict the future is The Simpsons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
That is true. Well, formerly, they kind of lost their edge. Human language is self-prophetic. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. So we're coming up on the end of the show. We usually try to. Anybody have any new information that I didn't that wasn't covered in that video that you want to bring up? Any new proof or facts that you uncovered?
I don't think so.
Well,
Okay.
there's no reference to any practical solution to solve the Rubik's Cube. So fuck it.
That's a good point.
And anybody who
I
claims
had one of the things.
this is my rule of thumb.
Well.
Anybody who claims to be able to predict the future and hasn't won the lottery is a shyster.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah.
There you go.
I need this.
Well,
the solution to Rubik's Cube is to take the stickers off. We all know that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or throw it away.
Well, to
don't know if I
predict
wanna
the
do that.
future,
This
you would have to believe that the future is
original.
set. Go ahead.
I was going to say to John's
okay.
long box, this is an original Rubik's Cube from like 1970.
Nice.
Like
You've been working on it that long and you can't solve it. It's time to move on.
I guess
Let
that's
it go,
what my
Wookie.
2X
Let it
wives
go.
said. They
Yeah,
wanted to move on.
Yeah, he wasn't able to
one
solve
for
that either.
Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever went on a date with the girl that's really into astrology?
Oh shit.
Yeah,
No.
No.
Thank God.
Because I'm that kind of a jerk that would give her.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of a jerk that would give her a false birth date, and then she would predict everything about me, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm lying. I'm really a Capricorn," and she'd be like, "I knew something wasn't up," and then she would start all over again. I go, "I'm still lying. I'm a Taurus." And then finally, after like 4 or 5 times, I'd show her that I'm really a Sagittarius. So this to me is like the Bible code. If you're looking for something, you're gonna find it. They disregarded all the attempts that they didn't find anything. And they found Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse. Oh, Walt Disney.
Yeah, right. There you go.
And the fact that there was no vowels. Jeez, I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Well, I not to get political, but when you're showed a videotape of an event that's happening, and you see multiple angles of something happening, and it's clear as day that this happened, and yet you still got people that will argue with you red in the face.
Oh yeah.
What you saw with your own eyes was what was actually happening. Confirmation bias is an incredibly powerful thing.
Yeah, and we have people arguing 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 anymore.
No, that's
I'd like to see their work.
New math
on that.
Yeah.
Maths is racist. Yeah.
Right.
I flunked math.
Well,
But it's racist for flunk. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, I had this discussion the other day when I was talking about physics. I was talking about actual line of sight. Somebody when somebody locks eyes with you and does something looking right at you, that's an act of aggression. And yet I couldn't break through the confirmation bias. So it is a very powerful thing, and in this case, I personally think that there's a awful lot of looking. Like most of their predictions are things that they already happened. That they're like, well, look, they predicted it. After the fact, I'm looking back and I'm seeing this prediction and this stuff, and it's he was able to find those same predictions in Moby Dick, using the same program and using the same methodology. So I mean, I do. I'm not going to highlight that one. That's a little too political. Anyway, whereas we go down that rabbit hole, we'll never crawl back out. Anyway, so I am going to say personally, I think this is debunked pretty solidly. Usually, yeah, right, gotcha. Yeah, I got you. Anyway, so I'm going to say it's debunked for me. So that's a vote for debunked. What do you think, Wookie?
Well, I'm going to say in the middle.
You're gonna say in the middle?
You what?
Do you think
I'm
that's a
in the middle?
possibility? It's just, there's
What?
something to this.
You're having a laugh, mate.
Well, I'm just asking you to explain.
Well,
I'm just asking you to explain what you found compelling.
Well, the fact that I didn't eat sunflower seeds while this stream was going on was quite fascinating to me. But no, I'm in the middle because you're looking at the different translations from Greek from Hebrew, Greek, Aramaic, etc., etc., etc. You have these different translations. If one word is misspelled or one word is switched for another one based on meaning, so it could be plausible. But then again, you have the difference between the King James version of the Bible and the new version of the Bible, that's going around now in quote unquote plain English.
But they're not using the
they're using the original
of the
Hebrew.
Bible. They're using the original text. So that's an irrelevant. That's an irrelevant.
Right. They're using what do they call it?
That's completely irrelevant to the conversation.
Right. They're using the original Torah in Hebrew.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will say, Zach has made the Bible towards the real in the Patriarch. I will say this: in issue 1 of the Patriarch, I'm not telling you which cipher to use, but if you use the correct cipher, you get Sydney Sweeney's home address.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Well, there you go. That's information worth knowing for a stalker.
Well,
anyway,
in the middle because I just don't know a whole lot about how the Hebrew language is set up, especially the old version. So kind of a mystery. I don't want to say I debunk it because I don't know. So I'm in the middle.
Okay. All right. So you're leaving it open a possibility that there's something there. Okay. All right. Okay. So Mr. Lonebox, Mr. John Lonebox, what do you think?
I don't believe.
Are you debunked, confirmed, or in the middle?
Yeah, I think it's it's false. It's debunked. I think it's a fun. I wish it was real. I mean, most of these conspiracies, man, the world would be so much fun if these things did exist. But my default position on everything is it ain't real. Like, claims require proof, and great claims require great proof. And I think the fact that every holy book, I'm sure you could take the Rig Veda and get predictions and stuff. So either every time this works is proof of the divine, then every book is true. Then Allah is real, Muhammad is real, then Vishnu is real. Oh, everything is real, or it's just human pattern recognition. Like a quick little short story. I dated a girl whose father died when she was young. And she says, "Oh, like I'll look at a bird and then like I'll see something that reminds me of my father, and this is him talking to me." I said, "Yeah, but that's one instance in a day with a million instances that you just decided to assign meaning to it, And she got mad at me. I said, "That's just human, healthy reaction,
Well, you trust her communication with her father, John.
I know. Well, I'm not. I told you I'm not
communication with her father.
There's a reason I didn't get married till I was 38.
All right, Mr. Barab, what are you thinking?
No, I think it's a load of rubbish. It's like I said before.
Okay, so you're debunked. All right.
Why make it so stupid and elaborate if there's important things to say? There are things that are held in metaphors and parables and whatnot, but specific things like that seem as though they might be rather important. And again, it kind of is predetermined fate a thing and whatnot as well. Then why? Who cares? If you can't do anything about it, what's the point?
Well,
So
I will say that as a believer, I would say as a believer, there is a clear principle where if God is speaking to you, He will make it clear and make it plain, and you'll know it's from Him.
exactly.
And so, yeah. So I'll tell you a quick story. This actually, at once upon a time, I was dealing with the situation. I was in ministry school at the time, and didn't know if I was going to continue, and so I was kind of looking for. I kind of like did the thing they tell you not to do. I prayed for a sign, okay, a sign from God, right? And so I set they call it setting the fleece. I set the sign I was looking for out, and it didn't come to pass. And so I was like, oh, okay, I guess that was my sign. And then I go to the sermon that day. It was ministry school, so you had a sermon about every day. And so I went in there, and the guy who was preaching, he said that at the end of the sermon, he said that somebody out there right now, at the sound of my voice, is looking for a sign from God. This was your sign, which was the sermon, and it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear from the sermon that what my answer was. But so I mean, as a believer, I do think that God does. If God's going to talk to you, God does it in a way that you're going to understand, and it's going to be pretty clear to you. So that's just an example there. Anyway, how I would know is unless he's never taught this, but it wasn't taught brain surgery either. So okay. Well, so yeah, so we've got one in the middle, 3 debunks. Let me check right quick my poll.
Yeah, let me close my poll out too here.
See what
in the
poll.
The poll. Oh yeah.
And all right, so my poll, I have 4 votes. 1 debunked, 2 confirmed, and 1 in the middle. Okay. So we got another in the middle, 1 extra debunked to go with our 3. So that's 2 in the middle, 3, 4 debunked.
Actually, my poll has only 1 vote, and that's in the middle.
Okay. So that's 3 in the middles, 4 debunks, and 2 confirmed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, in the middle came in second. Yay!
All right. Okay. So I guess I'm going to call it. So.
All right.
Let me
play the thing.
Don't hit the wrong button.
This is the debunked. So. Oh. Okay.
Oh, that's it. It's official. Debunked.
All right. Did it play?
Yeah, play it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure. All right. Good deal. That's all that matters. Anyway. Okay. So we're gonna say Bible code is debunked. All right. So that's 2 in a row. So we're gonna have to come up with better conspiracies because I think John had this one debunked within the first 5 minutes. So we're gonna have to.
Sorry, I broke protocol.
We're gonna have to come up with a better conspiracy.
I smell shite.
Yeah.
I definitely smell shite.
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the only rule is the rule of cool. Yep, there you go.
Here's the conspiracy. You want
I call it
is
debunk.
Ripperverse
Yeah.
failing?
What?
Is Ripperverse failing as a
What?
certain group predicts?
I don't know.
Ooh.
I thought
I
it was
am
selling
not going to
pretty
touch
good. I
that
don't
one with a 10-foot pole. So,
know.
yeah. Anyway. All right. So, anybody have a conspiracy they would love for us to look into next week that they're dying to explore? Anyone?
Yes.
Just,
Yes. Is Sydney Sweeney a real human or a fembot?
Buy the Patriarch #1 and decipher it and find out for yourself.
Nice. I don't even think I've seen her.
All right.
To be brutally honest. That's a fine thing.
anybody have a serious one? Anybody have a serious one? Anyone?
Is
No?
is
Okay.
are-
How about
how about-
this? This is one. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is there really a structures beneath the pyramids?
Okay. Pyramids.
That's an interesting. Yeah, because they did
Structures
all
from
those
beneath the pyramids.
scans and stuff
Okay.
like that.
The one that I was thinking about looking into is we talked about the Shroud of Turin.
Oh yeah.
Okay. But the one that I want to talk about sometime is we already did this. The Shroud of Genuine. We kind of came to confirmation that we think it is genuine. But I want to talk about the conspiracy to debunk the Shroud of Turin.
Okay.
Was there a conspiracy to debunk the Shroud of Turin?
Ah, yes. There
Because,
has been talk about
there's
that
so
in
much-
the past. I remember.
There was a lot of
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be an
Yeah.
interesting one.
because
Well-
there's still people to this day that will tell you, oh, it was carbon dated. The carbon dating say it was milk.
They didn't
Yeah,
carbon date an original
And
piece. They
so people
carbon dated
still
the repair.
claim the carbon dating, and the carbon dating's been debunked. No,
Yeah.
but the narrative is still to this day. That's all the people talk about is the narrative that he was carbon dated, and they don't even stand by their own carbon dating anymore. And so, but you ask anybody, and it's like, oh, it's been debunked. The Shroud of Turin's been debunked, and yet,
So
Well,
here's
the preponderance of
ask
information,
a-
the preponderance of.
Can I ask a?
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is the Smithsonian involved? Smithsonian, is that involved? Ooh.
No, but the British Museum is. The Smithsonian East is.
Aha!
So, and also the Arizona lab got a grant from the Smithsonian right after they came up with this conclusion. So yes, the Smithsonian is
Imagine
involved.
that.
So
you
we have
guys
not talked about the Spear of Longinus. No, we have not.
What about Tartaria? Did anybody look up that?
Very briefly.
Yeah.
I looked it up very briefly.
No, we haven't. Okay. Okay, so we did do the video on the Shroud of Turin already. The labyrinths underneath the pyramids, we have not talked about that. That would be a good one.
All right, okay.
Conspiracy to hide giants, we did talk about that one. We have not talked about the Spear of Longinus.
What about the Book of Mormon?
No shit.
A lot of artifacts related to spirits. Great. Yeah. The Book of Mormon. Well,
Book of Mormon
no, we
and
haven't
the
talked about
Golden
Holy Grail.
Tablets.
We didn't talk about Holy Grail. No.
The Holy Grail.
Well, we were going to, weren't we? Or
Okay.
or maybe
Also,
the Ark
the
of the
giant
Covenant.
that
Did we
clung to
cover
Noah's
that?
Ark. I have not heard of that one.
I've never heard of
I've
that.
not heard of that one.
Nope, I've not
No,
heard of
I
that.
haven't
one.
heard of that one. Noah's Ark, though.
Yeah.
Noah's Ark itself might be an
No, they
interesting
found the
one.
rest.
Yeah.
Did they not find a resting
Yeah.
place from where they think
Okay.
that is?
Yeah, Mount Ararat in Syria, I believe.
The
Yeah,
giant that clung to
yeah.
Noah's Ark.
Okay,
Read Patriarch number 6
Yeah.
for that story.
that might be in the agnostics.
Probably. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I don't know what the agnostics are, but anyway, we've talked about the Schofield Bible. No, we have not talked about the Schofield Bible.
Schofield Bible, is that about how hot chili peppers are? Thou shalt
Yeah.
the beans shall
units.
not be mild.
That's the Schofield scale.
Oh,
That's the
Schofield.
Schofield scale.
Ah.
Yeah. Now the Schofield. The
Oh,
Schofield
praise
Bible
thee, the
controversy is
buculocula.
the pre-tribulation, basically the pre-tribulation concept of Christians being caught up in the whole rapture idea, basically was cemented by the Schofield Bible, and that's why most of like really hyper conservative churches believe in pre-tribulation and millennium. But so Schofield Bible is kind of like a tool to cement in that doctrine of
Like
the
Left Behind?
rapture.
The movie Left Behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pre-tribulation. The whole
I've heard of that.
rapture pre-tribulation that came from the
Yep.
Schofield Bible, and there's a lot of people who believe that there's a lot of shady connections involving that. Because the whole entire pre-tribulation idea, which is that Christians are going to get called out before the tribulation, came from a woman having a vision in a service, like in 1920 something, I think it was. Might have been earlier than that, but it's just from this woman having this basically this vision, and it's become church doctrine basically. And the reason why is because of the Schofield Bible. So that is that's an interesting one if you guys want to look.
Did we
into
talk
that.
about lords? Does lords
Turkish
actually
government
hurt
claims
people?
to have okay. What is that?
Lords, does going to lords actually cure miracle? Give curative healing?
Oh, lords, like LOURDS. You mean? Yeah.
Like Madonna's
the
daughter.
healing properties of the maiden.
Yeah.
Right. It's like the weeping statue or something. Yeah, Mount
Lords.
Ararat is in Turkey.
Isn't it a
Okay, you're
pool?
right. You're right. It's Turkey. I think it's a statue that cries. I could be wrong. But yeah, okay. We could definitely look into that one. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming tonight. We've got our marching orders. I think next week we'll do or the week after next, we will do the structures under the pyramids.
Okay.
Since that was one that John brought up.
Cool.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Are there structures
I'm fine
under the
with it.
pyramid?
Yeah,
And
they're
then
gift shop.
after that, we'll cover the. Okay.
Gift shop. Yeah, it could be.
The
Yeah.
gift
After
shop.
that one, we'll cover the. Yeah. All right. Okay. After that one, we'll cover the conspiracy against the Shroud of Turin.
That's an
After
interesting
that,
one.
if that's okay.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of shady stuff that was going on. But anyway. All right. It's okay, Wrangler. Have a good night. Let me see. Bible Sojourner talks premillennial theology
Hey,
for scholarly intellect. Yep. Okay.
Tony has a good one.
Thank you,
Tony
gentlemen.
Guido has a good one.
Not Brian.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know about
Take
this
it up,
one.
Brian.
Ark of the Covenant. Where is the Ark of the Covenant located? That's a pretty good one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they claim to have it. Yeah,
It's in the
Yeah,
warehouse.
I know about that.
We got to get
Yeah,
Nick.
okay,
We got to get Nicholas Cage to go steal
it's
the
the Ark of the
Covenant.
Covenant.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Indiana Jones?
Well, Nick,
I think Nicolas Cage stole the.
Top.
yeah, he stole the founding, the
Top
what's the
men.
Constitution or the Declaration?
Yeah, he
I don't
found
know.
the Declaration of Independence. Yeah,
Right,
he stole
well,
the Declaration.
Team them both up, they'll get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nicholas Cage.
All right. Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you.
Nicholas
All
Cage.
right. Next week. Next time we get together, I will have John's his introduction. So I have something in mind. I just haven't done it yet. But anyway, so thank you guys for coming. Good luck, Abby, wherever you are. I hope you're doing all right, and we'll catch you next time, man.
Thank you, everybody in the chat for stopping in.
See y'all later.
We will be doing. All right. Okay. All right. That's been Cryptids and Conspiracies. Y'all have a good night.